On today's episode of Ghost Gossip, I'm telling you all about public school number 4 located in Jacksonville, Florida, literally right off I-95. When we were coming back from Disney, I was chaperoning a middle school trip, which was a horror story all on its own because teenagers. I saw this building and it looked so haunted, and turns out it is actually named the Devil's School and known as one of the most haunted locations in Jacksonville, Florida. The original structure was an old wooden building, but was deemed unsafe after a fire tore through the area in 1901. In 1917, Duval County dedicated a pretty hefty budget to replace wood structures with brick buildings. They had the idea of making a building that was fireproof, that could withstand anything. And that included Public School number 4. Public School number 4, which was later renamed to the Annie Lythle Elementary School in 1950, serviced the children of that area. Unfortunately, with the completion of I-95, it could no longer function as a normal school. The school was built in the shape of an E to promote airflow because it did not have running AC and had really poor electricity. So they used the windows in order to have a breeze come into the building. But now with the completion of I-95, all they heard was road noise. Teachers were unable to teach, and in 1960, the school officially closed to the public. The school was used as a storage facility and an office building for the county, but in 1971, it was condemned because of unsafe conditions. The building was just not being taken care of, and it was beginning to decay. The building has changed hands several times since then, but unfortunately, it was never repurposed. In 2000, it was deemed a historic landmark. Annie Lythle Preservation Group, they take care of the building, but sadly, the damage has been done. Graffiti covers the walls, and it became a local hotspot for abuse of substances, maybe some activity. It was considered to be a really high crime area. In 1995, the first fire tore through the building, and it actually damaged a good portion of the auditorium. Another fire tore through the building in 2012, and the remaining roof of the auditorium collapsed. The building now sits there abandoned for over 40 years. But is it haunted? Locals say that this is the most haunted place in Jacksonville, Florida, but I could not find any individual haunted stories, and I looked for a week. What I did find, lots of legends of principals, janitors, a boiler, and maybe a meat locker. Honestly, the stories that I found sounded like fictional writings of an elementary school student. Don't think I can tell you these stories on TikTok without getting banned. So check out my episode to hear an in-depth dive into those legends. But explorers and visitors to the building say that they have heard children laughter, they have seen children peeking around corners of this staircase, and they have also hear running up and down the corridor and hallways. A local historian disagrees with this and says the only haunting that happens in that building is the damage that people have done. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this building from the road, it gives off a vibe. It's heavy. It is heavy. But please note, there has never been any evidence to back up any of the claims of the legends that are said to have happened behind these walls. If you have any stories of the Public School number 4, I would love to hear them because I looked for a week for personal stories and I did not find much. But I did read that if you trespass, you will be arrested. There's several news stories about it, so don't trespass. Don't do that. No. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a like and a follow and check out my podcast for more haunted history and haunted locations and haunted stories. It's kind of what we do. Thank you for listening. And until next week, they'll see you later.